Simon was my first boy, and like any first-time mum, you know, you expect everything to be normal and everything to be straightforward. And it was far from that. He wasn't breathing properly, so he was like this great big baby in an incubator, whereas all the others were little tiny little tots. We went to Pendlebury, and that's where the nightmare began, really, because we were told that Simon had Hunter syndrome, that he would probably only live till he was about 5 years old, that it was a rare genetic metabolic disorder. It meant that his life would go into reverse and he would die, and there was nothing could be done. There's nothing like being told that your child isn't the happy, healthy, normal child that you all expect to have, and that all of a sudden your world falls apart because you're told your child's going to die by the time he's 5. And Ed said at the time, that baby that you're carrying, he said, if that's a boy, it's 50-50 chance he'll have it as well. I was faced with a future then of 2 little boys with a very uncertain future, with being told that they were both going to die. That hurt. That was so unfair. I don't know, it seemed ridiculous that I was told that they were going to die, and yet you had 2 little boys that were behaving perfectly normally. Their lives went into reverse, and anything they learnt, they started to lose that ability. That was like mercury in your running through your fingers, like sand running through, because there was nothing you could do to stop it. I was determined to try and find a cure for Simon and Mikey, and I continued doing the fundraising because it was a focus. It focused my fear, my horror, my anger, my determination, everything into fundraising, because I needed to find a cure for Simon and Mikey.
I feel so privileged to have witnessed firsthand the love, the passion and the commitment shown by the Gem Appeal, and particularly by Karen Johnson, despite everything that she was going through. Over the years, they have raised over £3 million. They have funded and helped with the treatment of these conditions, and the idea is to eventually find a cure. And I'm very proud to be involved and do what little bit I can. Without your generosity, kids with Hunter syndrome and other genetic conditions wouldn't have the brighter futures they have now. Chances are many would have died before their 16th birthday.
So the situation now, if I have a baby diagnosed or a young boy diagnosed with Hunter syndrome with MPS II, I can start them on a medicine that will help treat their body and keep their heart and their lungs and their joints well, which is a huge thing and a massive step forward, but it won't stop the deterioration in their brain involvement, which will eventually be the life-limiting aspect of the disease in those boys. And so we hope in 3 or 4 months' time to be able to enrol those young boys who are just newly diagnosed into a treatment trial for a gene therapy that would really correct the entire body and almost take away Hunters completely. The Gem Appeal funds screening and early diagnosis, and without that we can't deliver effective treatments, and so we're entirely grateful to the Gem Appeal for all of that.
Over the last 2 decades, the Gem Appeal have been raising money for treatments and research into genetic conditions. To give you a glimpse of how they are improving lives, we're going to meet this amazing young man, Harry Hudson. Now remember that before the money raised by the Gem Appeal, only 20 years ago, most children with genetic conditions such as Hunter's would sadly not have seen their 16th birthday. But here's Harry Hudson. He's 18 years old. He's been through college. He's not only surviving, he's thriving. And this is what your money is doing. This is the difference you're making.
Right, you slide. That's it, slide that under. You got it?
Do you want to go? Well, hey, calm. Calm, hey. If you don't have a treatment every week, then the consequences are you're going to get pain and you're not going to be walking around and normal with other people. Because without knowing, when the medical go into me, I'm kind of not like everyone else. I'm not really much different apart from I've got a disability, I've got hearing aids, and I might waffle sometimes and talk.
Well, I think his positive attitude towards it is what it is, and we get on with things.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing really probably is that you're a Chelsea fan.
We talked about football. I know they're losing at the moment.
Whenever something like this is diagnosed, you can't really say
How many
that you were lucky. But we were fortunate that not long before Harry was diagnosed, we'd found the Elaprase and we'd found the fact that the treatment could actually happen. If Harry had been born or diagnosed a year beforehand or what have you, we'd have been in a different kettle of fish. So if you can call it that, that's probably about as fortunate as we were.
You've seen the difference the Gem Appeal have made in just over 20 years. Imagine the difference they can make with your help over the next 20 years. You know that you'll be making a direct difference to these children's lives. We're looking for a cure. Please, please help us find one.